J Renard, J Renard. J Renard, J Renard.
What's going on, my people? Welcome to the Sn95 Power channel. We're going to do some headlight restoration today. We're going to finish up these headlights. So we have the old, I believe these are Spec Ds out. I'm going to show you how to take a stock two-piece housing like this thing, and I'm going to show you how to put a modern projector LED inside of this to give you the best visibility at night for your Sn95. Let's get into it. All right, so I have the LED. I went with this over the HID just because how simple it is to wire it. It's just four wires. Now, if this works out good, I probably will get a better quality LED, like a MLED 2.0. I might go with that. But yeah, for this, they really don't give you an orientation, but seeing that the fan is at the bottom, I'm going to make the assumption that it faces this way. So you have a separate piece of wiring for the shutter. So I need to make a through hole for that. So I'm just going to drill right through this right here, and that's going to be my through hole spot. So this is just my test headlight assembly. You know, I'm not too concerned about how perfect this thing has to be, because if I can get this right, then like I said, I'm going to go with a better LED, and I'll do this a lot nicer. So now I want to pass my wire from my shutter through there. This in here. That through there. Now the cool thing about this kit, they give you some kind of jinky little locking nut, and they give you like this little jinky weather seal. So simplicity of this is a huge factor for me, at least. And I'm not going to put the shroud on here. So now, flip this around. I think I'm doing, putting this like little weather seal on here. And then I'm going to put this on this way, so the face of this is making more contact with the housing. But let me throw some thread lock on here also while I have this right here. Now, I'm gonna tighten this and get this leveled. And the reason why I'm using some kind of thread sealant is because once I put this housing, this lens on here, I won't be able to make any corrections. So it doesn't really matter. It's kind of like a one-time adjustment as far as getting this orientation correct. So that's the song and dance I'm gonna do. Just kind of tighten this down, take a look. Just really going off of these two screws right here, and I'm trying to get them as perpendicular to that line right there. And to tighten this, I'm just using some needle nose pliers. And so I'm going back checking. As I tighten. That's tight all the way. It's not moving. I think right there. One more turn. See if I can get one more turn on this. Yeah. That whole thing turned just a little bit. Alright. So I think that's good. Okay, so now I want to clean this housing up as best as I can. Get this bulb as clean as you can. The reflector housing really doesn't matter too much, just outside of what people are going to see when they're looking at it. It's not going to really have any effect on the light quality. But you do want to have this bulb as clean as possible. All right, so that's the front of it. And that looks great. You know, if we turn around and check the back, that looks great. So before we seal this up, we just want to make sure that the light works. And the only thing you need is just a 12 volts. Now let's make sure the shutter works. All right, I'm pretty happy with this. Like I say, make sure this lens is clean before you install it. So I am not going to remove this adhesive. I'm about to warm everything up to 270 degrees, and then I'm going to place the lens over this, and then I have some more adhesive. We'll show you that in a second. All right, so we have our housing cleaned, we have the LED installed, we have the LED lens clean. So you want to do all that first. Now let's show you the tools you're going to need. So you're going to need some clamps. I just got this stuff from Harbor Freight. And you're going to need a heat gun, a vise. Will make your life easier. So what I'm going to do first, since I have more glue on this side, I'm going to try to soften this up and mold it a little bit. So I'm just getting this section set. That's it. So that's good right there. I'm really not worried about this back part yet. All right, so these are the channel locks that you're going to want to use. I was trying to play around with the ones that I had at first, and they're just not going to work. So the good thing about these is they have this like flat duck build, and you know, you can squeeze this on here and press down, and you might not be able to see that, but that's closing that gap just a little bit. So now what we want to do is first find our heat gun. You just want to heat up a section, and I'll try to zoom in on this so I can get a good close up for y'all. I think I'm trying to do is just make this pliable, or more pliable. So we still have a lot of glue in this section here. So I'm going to heat all this up. I have a gap kind of back here. See that little gap right there? But I don't have to hit this heat gun on here for a very long time. That should be good enough. A little bit more clamp. That right there. Now I'm going to heat it a little bit more. Now I'm going to cool it off. Now when I remove this clamp, it shouldn't move much. There we go. Now I'm going to go down to this section at the end. I just want to get this end to close a little bit more. Same thing, I'm gonna use the heat gun. Heat it up some. And when I remove this, it should stay in place. Now we're gonna work our way a little bit further down. And this will be the last section I will show you, because after this, it's just called kind of all rinse and repeat. So you can see this, it's got like a big gap right there. So I'm going to warm this up a little bit first. I'm just adjusting my pliers. And so now, heat. All right. And so, when I was taking this apart, I kind of pushed this back a little bit too much. I guess I could, if I had like a rubber hammer, which I think I have. Maybe I don't. But I'm not going to worry about that because I'm going to use some glue. And what I'm going to do is just run this right across here, and that will fill in the spots where the original glue isn't making good sealing. So we're going to finish doing this, and then we'll show you the end result. All right, so this is the best that I can do to try to show y'all. It's not dark enough outside yet, so this is just strictly garage lights. This is my retro LED, and that blob over there is the Raxium. I don't even think this is Raxium. I think this is Spec D, one piece. And if that is a projector, I believe that's in here. I'm about 90% sure this is a projector on that side. LED bulb, but you can see how clearly defined this is, and this should give a much better light output as opposed to that. Also, I throw on my fog lights, and that's giving me some good visibility right in front of the car. Turn off the fog lights. You can see the difference. So I think the projector, even though this isn't the best projector, this is like a cheap Amazon projector. I believe this is the spec D. There's a huge difference between the two beam patterns. You know, this kind of does have like a cutoff. You know, that kind of has a cutoff right there, but it's definitely not as defined as that cutoff. So if you want the best headlights for your Sn95, you're gonna have to do some kind of projector, like a modern LED projector. All right, so I think these are pointed down too much. Yeah, here's my beam, here's my beam. Yeah, they need to get pointed, it needs to get pointed up a little bit because they're going out right here. So this is about 18 feet out. Looks like they're pointed that way, that they need to get pointed towards the driver a little bit more. All right, I'm gonna piss my neighbors off, but here we go. That's a great beam line. I made some adjustments. I had to raise the headlights. I'm not gonna have any problem seeing at night. That's a very good defined cutoff of the headlights. I can actually see on my neighbors behind me, the street behind me, I can see the beam pattern on their porch. So this is great. I'm very happy with this. This is with a cheap Amazon projector. I'm going to go with the M2s. If you guys have retro projectors, leave a comment down below. I think this is definitely worth it for your Sn95. This is a night and day difference between the factory and a modern headlight. So do me a solid, tell a couple of people about the channel. Until next time, God bless.